Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm glad to have you all here with me today. Today we are going to set up the paycheck budget for the upcoming paycheck on November 3rd. I had this video, I was like the majority of the way through the video, and then I realized that I was missing some lines for fixed expenses over here. So I needed to go and fix my entire sheet and come back because I forgot that I had not, because I forgot that I had not updated that. So let's jump in. The income, so we are biweekly wage earners, but we were hourly wage earners, but we work pretty consistent hours, so we expect our checks to be consistent. I'm expecting mine to be $12.33.52, and I'm expecting my husband to bring $14.63.98. I'm not going to budget yet for my mileage check. I don't know yet what it is. And I am going to, and I don't know about plasma. Obviously, I'm not budgeting anything for reselling. Down here in the bottom line, I am going to bring in $166 from our vehicle repair sinking fund to cover the van battery that we had to purchase last month. So that puts us at $2,863.50 for expected income during this pay period. So now I'm going to move down into my fixed expenses. We do a $200 donation every time we get paid. It used to be to our church, which is what it was. But at this time, I've decided to give that to a family member or family member of mine. She has brain tumors, and she has been they have been progressing and getting more aggressive over the last year. And so they're doing benefits and fundraisers, and that's where I'm sending my money to help that family at this point in time. I budget $300 for our REC bill, which is our electric. So it's everything but our heat, our lights, our water heater, our stove. It's all electric other than our furnace. So for insurance, vehicle insurance, I just actually looked at the bill before I did this and got frustrated. So typically I put $270 aside because for our vehicle insurance and homeowners insurance, which are on one policy, or well, they're not on one policy, but they both come due at the same time. So I save them in one sinking fund. And I was saving $270 per month for that. I just got the bill and I'm going to be short. So with this check, I'm going to put $292 in. And then with the second check in November, I'll be able to cover the last $70 or something that I need. So that's what we're setting aside for car and homeowners insurance. For life insurance, we have several policies, and that's $131 per pay period. For XM radio, that is $648. We have a promotional price, and we have it in one vehicle. Kids insurance, I'm putting that back in there because we will start to have premiums that were waived all during the last 3 years. But it's on here so that I keep it in the original amount of money that I need, and then I typically just take the money and add it to additional savings or things like that. So that's nothing for right now. The before and after school program is frustrating me a little bit. I'm going to budget $40 for it. So my kids I can drop my daughters off at 6:45, and so I either drop my son off right before that or right after that at the before school program, and it must be right on the cusp because some days I get charged for 1 hour, but if we go over 1 hour and go, at all over 1 hour, we get charged for 2, which is fine. I don't mind paying for 2 hours, but he's when obviously he's that close to the line, I've been trying to decrease it so that it's $3 a morning, not $6, but it has been more. So I've been dropping him off later, so I'm hoping it doesn't actually come to $40, but that's what it is. So when they clock him out of the before school program to let him go to his classroom, that must be just like really close to that hour mark of after we drop off. So his school lunch account, I put $50 on that per month. Internet, so we are back to paying. I'm going to put 24, hoping it's consistent to what it was last month. I'm going to put $24 aside for that. That would be probably about half of our internet bill. Oh, I have school lunch on here twice. Okay, so our garbage, we live rurally, we have a dumpster, we have a company come empty it once a week, and I split the cost with my mom because she also uses the dumpster, so that half of that garbage bill is $51. And then I recently started, I'm going to actually do it this way since I know that I don't need that line. So I've been trying out some different subscriptions for audiobooks as well as ebooks. So I've been doing the Kindle Unlimited, which I love because there's so many books on there that you can read for free with your subscription. So I will be starting to pay for that, but not till like January because I think I had a 90-day trial. So $0 for that right now. And then for audiobooks, I tried the free trial of Audible and I like the books on Audible, but you have to pay for the subscription and the books. So it was a lot more than I was wanting to spend on audiobooks, even though I really enjoyed listening to them. So I decided to not renew that, cancel it when the free trial is over. And I'm doing Scribd, which so far everything is the cost of the audiobooks is included with the membership. So I'm going to try that at least for a month and see if I feel like that's worth it. So that's $12.83 that should be when that comes out at the end of the 30-day trial. All right, so my fixed expenses are $1,107.31. And then if I subtract that from the $286,350 that we started with, that leaves us with a difference of $17.56.19 left to budget. So now coming down into my variable expenses, because as much as my expenses are variable, they are pretty consistent. My groceries, we do $280 for 2 weeks. Eating out gets $100. Beauty is going to get $50 because this would be a pedicure week. Drinks gets $50. Household is $20, which includes like all of our toiletries, soap, all those kind of consumables. Allowance is spending money for my husband and myself. We each get $70 now to spend on whatever we want for 2 weeks. My kids get $12 for church, $1 for each of them for the collection basket, and $1 for each of them to get a donut at the coffee and donuts after church. Family fun gets $20 typically. Car washes, I'm going to do $10. For diesel, this is for my husband's truck. He doesn't fill up at the gas that we get in a barrel at our house because that is not diesel. His truck takes diesel. So I set aside about $150. He fills up at our local co-op because he's got like an account there, so we get so many cents off per gallon, and then the bill comes at the end of the month, so that's how we do that. I'm going to budget $20 for work meals. I'm not sure if I will have a staff meeting during this pay period or not. We usually have one per month when we go out to eat as a team, my coworkers and I. And then massage, I'm going to put $60. I have a friend who I was getting monthly massages from her for quite some time. She lives a few hours away, but her home is kind of, 30 minutes or something from us. And she was a massage therapist and ended up becoming a stay-at-home mom when they moved states, but she has kept up her license. And so when she comes up, she books massages just for some extra cash. And I was really enjoying the regular massages and how much better that was for my muscles. $912 is the total of variable. So that leaves our total variable expenses at $912, leaving us with $844.19 left to budget. So coming up to my sinking funds, I do some cash envelopes, obviously savings challenges for sinking funds, but there are some that I've done online for a long time that I continue to do online. because I don't like having a whole lot of cash on hand. So I put $25 per paycheck aside towards Christmas. LP, that's our like fuel for heating our home. And I'm not currently saving for that. I had a big amount in that sinking fund and I put a credit on our account. So right now I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about saving for that at this moment. I am putting $80 in the 100 envelope challenge toward our travel sinking fund. I am putting $20 in an online sinking fund for my kids, $25 for vehicles, and then gas, I'm doing $50. So I have shared before that we buy car gas in bulk and it is delivered to a barrel that sits down on my mom's farm. And so we stow money away to pay for the fills when they come. They're like over $900 if it's empty and gas is at the price that it's at. So I put my entire mileage check into the sinking fund to cover those, as well as from this paycheck, I'm going to take $50 just right out of the budget. I am also doing the 52-week savings challenge, forwards and backwards, idea $53 per pay period. That is going into my emergency fund. This is another one that is online. I don't want to keep that much cash. It's all going into this one account, so I'm just transferring that $53 every time we get paid into the high yield savings account. I'm still setting aside until we get the plumbers here to hook up the sink and the toilet and the shower, which are already in, and to pay that final bill. So I've just been putting the $300 from my paychecks aside for that at this point in time. $2 towards, and then if I have money left over at the end, I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of it. $2 from Google, or toward my Google storage that's due yearly. $15 toward my yearly membership for my at-home workout program. And then for our cash envelopes, I'm looking at $101 that's for savings challenges and all of my cash sinking funds. Instead of breaking down what's going where, I'm just trying to put $100 plus any other dollars that end up being available towards that when the paycheck comes. I'm also going to add medical to this list so I don't forget to add it to my spreadsheet. Not something I'm saving for right now, but reminder that that's going to have to start. And then I'm going to come down here, and this is going to be I'll add up my sinking funds here. 25 plus 80 plus $671 into sinking funds for this check, and then I'm going to subtract that from the $844.19 that we had left, which should leave us with $173.19 left to budget. Okay, so van bill, I'm bringing in $166 from the vehicle repair sinking fund, as I referenced, and we are going to owe this month. My husband's van battery died. So we have a local car parts store where he basically just goes in and charges it to the account, gets it home, gets it fixed, and then they'll bill us. So that was in the month of October, so I'm expecting this bill in the mail any day. But I do have the receipt or whatever, the ticket that they give him when he does it. So I do know that that bill will be $166.05. So the 5 cents will just come out of our budget. So then I should have $166.05, and if I subtract, should have done that the other way. Yeah, so that should leave me $7.14 in kind of just like a little miscellaneous buffer, which will leave my total at $173.19 with a leftover of $0. So our income summary down here, our income is $2,863.50. Fixed expenses are $1,107.31. Variable expenses total is $912. Sinking fund total is $671, and then other is at $173.19. So I'm just going to check and make sure my math all worked out here. All right, which does leave us with a zero-based budget. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I would love any questions, comments, feedback that you may have. If you would like this video on your way out, I'd appreciate it. And subscribe if you have not done so already. Until the next video. Bye.